Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. Now I'm going to apologize in advance for the noise in the back, but there's a big match going on down here at Clinton House, but I wanted to bring you guys this review. And today's review is going to be about Bergara. This is the SEMA CF. You guys know that it just came back from Wyoming. This is the second time I've been down to the Bergara Academy to check out their facility in Evanston, Wyoming. And it is an unbelievable training facility. It's on hundreds of thousands of acres with the ability to shoot out to 1.5 miles, 2 miles. I don't know if you'll do that in a regular class, but the training cadre there with Rob Massa and those guys, big shout out to Rob. He actually helped me get the optic for this review on this SEMA CF. But I wanted to talk about, you guys know that I'm all about precision rifles and putting that content out there and showing you guys that. But about a year ago, started getting back into hunting, went to Dubai, was able to get the Arabian Oryx, and that was really cool. And it kind of started that bug. You know, I did the elk hunt down in Oklahoma, and I started thinking about all the matches that I've done that I've carried these big, heavy rifles. But we're starting to see a segment of rifles. You guys just saw the Horizon firearms, super lightweight hunting, precision hunting rifles. But do we need to carry around a 15 or 20 pound rifle anymore? Will something like this do it? So guys, this is introducing the Bergara. This is the SEMA CF. This is the lightest Bergara to date. This thing comes in at under 6 pounds, at basically 5 pounds, 9 ounces without the rail here or the base. And I've got it topped off with the Vortex. This is the Razor HD. This is the LHT 4.5 to 22. So it will suit your needs for anything you need to do with regards to hunting. You have turrets, you've got a good reticle in here, you've got illumination, and I think this package is just really nice. It's full carbon fiber cure barrel, and this one is a 20-inch N65 PRC. So one of the things I've noticed about the hunting rifles is, if you want to go shorter because you want to run a can, the problem is you have this really long platform. Well, a lot of you might or might not know or be familiar with the 6.5 PRC, but basically it's like the big brother to the 6.5 Creedmoor. As a matter of fact, you'll typically be shooting like a 147 grain or something like that weight bullet, but you're going to be going about 200 to 300 feet per second faster than the 6.5 Creedmoor. What that's going to mean is more energy, but it's also going to mean more felt recoil. About 20% or so more recoil over a 6.5 Creedmoor. But with today's modern muzzle brakes, with this radial brake that Bergara provides on the rifle, it's threaded. I can throw a can on here. What I wanted to do was have something that had that type of capability in a shorter barrel. So essentially, when you take a 6.5 PRC and you shoot it out of a 20-inch barrel, the velocity gains that you lose is equivalent to a 6.5 Creed in a 24-inch barrel. So I'm going to have all the ballistics and everything that you would normally see out of a 24-inch 6.5 Creed in this short little 20-inch package barrel. So this SEMA Pro, guys, when the SEMA CF rather, when I saw it at the Bergara Academy, I was really impressed. It has more of a traditional style look to it. It has a hinged floor plate, which I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. But it has a really nice recoil pad. It's all carbon fiber, more of a traditional swell here in the palm as far as the grip. The action is super smooth. And if you guys aren't familiar with Bergara, guys, there's one thing I can say about their rifles. They can take a beating. Guys, when we do these Bergara Academy experiences, for example, like the very first target we engaged was at over 1,300 yards. Got a headwind.
Ready, Ray?
Send it. Impact. Nice. Good job.
One shot shy of beating Ray.
Elevation was perfect, and he was about 6 inches left of the Dorito.
MD at square. So
how many boxes of ammo is this Canadian use? Look at this. This is what we see.
burning it up.
Like he's burning it up. It's 80 rounds in 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's how I work. I work fast. Yeah. Just like more volley fire.
Suppressive fire with a bolt gun.
Yep.
Epic Arms out of Canada. We were paired up and we shot at 13, then we went to 16, then we went to 1835. Now all that within less than a box of bullets. It's amazing how hot you can get these pure carbon barrels and they still function, no delamination, no strayed shots or anything like that. They also still have their their full sub-MOA guarantee. We're going to find that out today. I do have a couple of different types of ammunition, not only from Hornady, but also some Federal, and a lot of it is hunting type ammunition. Cost me a freaking fortune, but that's okay. It's worth it for the channel just to see what we get. We're going to test it at 100 yards. We do have a 20-minute of angle base on here with the Vortex. It does have the Vortex rings. I do have a level here on the side, and we're going to see how it does. But before we shoot it this configuration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it out to basically the M5 bottom metal. So the beauty of the Bergaras is that you can actually take this bottom metal off, and I can go and put a Hawkins or an MDT on here, and I can have a detachable box magazine, which is what I like. It has a better look in my opinion. It is a little louder because the magazines do rattle, but it's still a great option. The other thing about the SEMA CF, and the price point, guys, on this is less than $1,800, is there is no metal in this chassis. This is a full carbon fiber stock with a carbon fiber autoclave mini chassis. So it's basically a hardened carbon fiber that your action sits in. It is super lightweight, and guys, it's like, I'm going to have to add weight. You could shoot this in an NRL Hunter, and like I said, fully outfitted with R3 designs, with a ARCA rail and everything else. I'm still 10 pounds, 10, 11 pounds. So we're going to see how it does at 100 yards. I have no idea how it's going to shoot. In full disclosure, I did punch the barrel out. I decoppered it. So it's going to be a clean, cold, fresh barrel. I have no idea what we're going to expect. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this off. You should be able to take standard Hawkins bottom metal like this, and we're going to be able to go with a detachable box mag. For those that aren't familiar with 6.5 PRC, it works off of a short action, even though it's a Magnum style cartridge. The only issue you might have is trying to extract a live round out of the chamber, because it doesn't want to go if you haven't fired it because of the ejection port opening. So it's better just to drop your mag first, open it, let the round fall out, you're good to go. So just letting you know that first and foremost, we're going to take 2 hexes, we're going to remove this, and we're going to replace it with that Hawkins bottom metal. All right, so the first thing you want to do is take off the hinge floor plate. Now that is going to be with the standard. This is going to be the 5/32, I believe. Yeah, it's 5/32. You're going to take out the front and rear action screw. It's pretty simple. Once you take that out, you're going to take out the hinge floor plate. You also have the liner. That's going to come out, and then now the action comes out from the chassis. You guys can see how it's really shiny in here. Guys, that is going to be that autoclave, and it is super, super tough. It's just think about really, really compressed carbon fiber. It's very rigid. I actually want to get some of this oil off of here so we don't have that inside of this. And guys, with all of these composites you're starting to see, it's not like your Winchester Model 70 featherweight. While I can appreciate those, you know, you can get caught out in harsh environments. With this, you're not going to have to worry about anything rusting or anything like that. The felt recoil is going to be less. You're going to have that absorption through the carbon fiber materials. And so I like the modern technology and the way things are going. We're just going to take a microfiber. We're going to wipe this down to make sure we don't have any oil, solvents, or anything like that, so that we have a good mating surface when we put this back into the action. The trigger is adjustable from Bergara. It has their Bergara trigger in it, and it's adjustable down to about 1.5 pounds. So now that we've got the oil off, what we're going to do is we're just going to place the lug and the trigger into here. And from here, it's actually pretty simple, guys. All we're going to do is take the Hawkins bottom metal, the M5 bottom metal for short action. And now we're going to be using a different bit. It actually uses a longer Allen. This is going to be the 3/16. And what we're going to do is get this started. And that's it. We don't want to tighten it down yet. What I like to do is pre-torque it first, just to where it just starts to touch. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bounce it to set it in the action. Like that. And then we're going to use our torque wrench and torque these down to about 65. 65 is what I like to use. I am using the Borka toolkit. You guys know that I carry it everywhere I go. Some people say 55 on this. I'm not going to do 55. All right. I always start with the first one kind of snugging. You can do this to about 25. or so. And guys, that easy, it is done. Now, this is if you have interference, this is where you're going to see it. If your rear bolt is too long, it's going to hit the bottom of your bolt. If the front action screw is too long, it's going to interfere with the lugs and you won't be able to rotate this down. So look at that, super, super nice, super clean. This is actually a Ruger magazine that I picked up at Sportsman's Warehouse yesterday. It was like 50 bucks. 6.5 PRC. Look at that. Now we're finished out. Didn't add a whole lot of weight, but we did add some noise. So guys, I'm not going to go through putting a ARCA rail on here, although I would do that for sure. But what I am going to do is I am going to just put a Harris on here for the sling swivel studs. We're going to try to get zeroed at 100 yards. We'll see how it does. I'll show you the ammo we're using and we'll go from there. All right, so for this first shooting of this, what we're going to do is we've got a couple different types of ammunition. We have the Hornady. This is the Precision Hunter 6.5 PRC. This is 143 grain ELDX. Then I also have a box of the 147 ELD Match. Now I was able to get some Nosler Trophy grade bonded because now we're getting into the hunting type ammunition, and as well as the Federal 6.5 PRC. This is the Fusion. Now, this box was like 80 bucks at Sportsman's, but it's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to get it zeroed for the Hornady, the PRC, the 143. I'm going to do 1 or 2 shots to get it close on paper with the radial brake provided by Bergara. But that's not the way I plan on shooting it. It's why I ordered a 20-inch barrel. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the silencer code, the Scythe, on here. You guys know that I love it. Big shout out to Silencer Shop. Those guys are big supporters of the channel. And guys, be aware, you know, Silencer Shop is fighting for your rights. Right now they have a lawsuit with the ATF trying to basically deregulate and get the, you know, the tax stamp is gone. January the 1st, that's gone. We don't have to pay $200 anymore. And they are actually suing the ATF about the SBR's AOWs, and they are leading the charge for that. So definitely support Silencer Shop any way that you can. You know, they have a bunch of different things, everything from fast tracking to you can buy now, start your paperwork, or you can buy now and pay later, start the paperwork on January the 1st. They can reserve those units for you. So always check out Silencer Shop. Like I said, great people, and they're fighting for our rights to get these things deregulated. There should not be any type of regulation on these suppressors. You guys know how I feel about that. I love suppressors. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we'll take a couple shots initially just with the radial brake so that you guys can see the recoil. Remember, it does have more recoil than the 6.5 Creedmoor. You're also going to have reduced barrel life. But if you're a hunter, barrel life shouldn't matter as much because you're not out here precision rifle shooting matches, a couple hundred rounds on a weekend. But we got to be concerned with the cold bore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the camera going on down range. I'm not going to worry about muzzle velocity at the moment. We'll get that later on. And then what I'm going to do is when I get done zeroing, we're going to go straight to the 1,000. We're going to see if we can get this thing on to steel all the way up to 1,000. Shouldn't be any issue. And let's start off with like 3 shots because it is a clean cold bore. And we'll see what we get. See how smooth. I haven't tried these mags or anything yet, guys. Like I said, I just bought this thing from Ruger. All right, so we are recording. We are recording on the downrange footage. All right. I'm going to make sure we're level. And I did do a rudimentary bore sight on this. Actually, it's not rudimentary. I spent some time with it, so this should be pretty close. We're going to go for the top left target. Top left target. Guys, that recoil is super soft. Like, it's just, honestly, that felt almost like a 6 Creedmoor to me. Oh, look at that. No issues feeding. Now the impact was above the black box. That's in the black box, right hand side. And last one. All right, so right now we've got 3 shots like this, but there's no copper in it. If I had to guess on that size of that, that's going to be about a 2 MOA group or so. It's actually pretty large, but you got to remember the barrel hasn't settled in or anything. So now that I know how it shoots, got a little bit of heat in the barrel, got a little bit of copper in the barrel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that brake off, I'm going to put the can on, and then we'll see how well that works. It should be nice and smooth shooting. All right, so I installed the Silencer Co. Scythe on here with the Recoil-X brake. It's just a beautiful looking platform as far as a suppressor goes. Cut some of these hairs off of here. Sometimes with these flow-through suppressors, from different testings and stuff, it will actually blow through the material there on the end. So we are going to have a shift. We're hanging a different weight on here, but like I said, we're trying to get this barrel kind of seasoned, if you will, with some copper. So we'll do 3 rounds again. We'll see if it's any better. We'll get that recording. But like I said, the recoil is super soft, guys. I mean, something you could literally shoot all day. All right, so we're going to now go for target 1. Target 1. Wow, that recoil is super, super soft. I see it on the top right-hand side. It did not leave the paper. A lot of wind. My goodness, is that the same hole? I'm not sure. Might be calling that too prematurely. Wow. Yeah, definitely sub-MOA. Starting to get seasoned in. So, guys, based on that, I'm going to measure it. We need to come down about 1/2 mil. And I'd say about 1/2 mil left. So I'm going to come down 1/2 mil. And then we need to go left. We went 4/10. We'll zero it out in just a few, but it's 4 rounds, starting to get some heat in there. Let's see if this next one does any better. Target number 2, top right-hand corner. All right, so that was gonna be a little over a minute, but we did center punch that middle. Maybe the scope needed to get settled in. Either way, I think we're good. We're settled in, we're good. With that 0, I just need to re-zero my turrets out. Get us some velocity, and we are good to go. Starting to generate a little bit of heat. The left and right looks pretty good. I think we're gonna call that good. All right, so the barrel is still hot. Like, it's crazy hot. We shot those in the matter of, what, a minute? And it's a little too warm to keep my hand here, but we're just going to keep going. I'm going to get this barrel hot. Don't ever do this, guys. It's the worst thing you can do for a barrel is introduce this type of heat. So we're going to try the Nozzler. This is the trophy grade long-range ammunition, 142 grain Abler. All right, so minute for sure. So not bad at all. It's not bad at all. So let's try this crazy expensive fusion stuff. I don't know why this stuff costs so much, but they're proud of it. It's a soft point. And this is 140 grain. Oh wow, that one measures about a 0.5. So this stuff really shoots out of this Federal. I can tell it's got a little more, guys, it is super, super, super nice to shoot this. There's like no recoil whatsoever. I'm actually surprised at how soft it shoots. But I think we're good for now. I'm actually getting some smoke off the suppressor and the suppressor cover because it's getting so hot. So I'm actually going to take this off a little bit. We're getting some heat in this thing. Wow, that's hot. And yes, guys, we were zeroing at 100 yards for those that are wondering. Everybody at Clinton House knows this is the 100-yard farm. These are smaller bench rest targets. So we are walking up right now because I know you guys couldn't really see it on the Islands camera. But, man, that fusion is some incredible stuff. So initial shots out of the rifle were here. Then that was a 3-shot group with the ELD, the 143s, the X. And then you had this group, then this one, and then that was the fusion. So definitely impressed with the accuracy of the SEMA. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. All right, so we just left the range. And by the time I got everything moved in the truck back over here, it's been about 45 minutes. It takes a while to get this stuff set up, especially with the camera equipment. Yesterday, when I initially got a velocity on the rifle, I used the Precision Hunter. This is what I have the most ammunition of, okay? So what we're gonna do is we will use this. All I did was verify the 100-yard zero. You guys saw that. This is actually the 143 grain ELDX. And like I said, nothing special. This was not sent to me by Hornady. This was actually just ammunition that I purchased from Sportsman's. And what we're going to do is we'll take 4 rounds. So at this point, we do have a cold bore. All I did was check velocity yesterday. I put that in the Kestrel for the data. I've got the Garmin Zero set up. So literally, 100-yard zero. You guys saw it was close. I'd want to get it closer for the ammunition that was specific that I was going to be shooting, but I did put the trigger cam on here, so we're going to try to get you all this footage. All right, so that's on, that camera's on, and that one's on. Now in the Island system, you should be able to see a 400-yard target. So we'll go there first. I've not shot this past that. This has only been shot at 100 yards, and you guys saw that. So for the range card for 400, based on the velocity and the bullet that was in here, that should be 1.7. So we're not going to do any holdovers. We've got 1.7, and you guys should be able to see everything. So 400 yards is right there. So make sure, yep, we got one loaded. Let's see if we can go 400 yards. SEMA CF Bergara. Here we go. I'm going to aim dead center. And here we go. All right, so it did jump off target a little bit because it's light and I can't load the barricade, otherwise my bipod is going to collapse. But it was a hit at 400. Now, if we pan left, you're going to see a 7 over there. It is a big circle. There's 3 impacts on the top of it. Let's check 700 yards, and these are bigger targets. But like I said, we're just trying to get it hammered in. 4.5 mils. So we're going to go 4.5. What we're basically looking for is if our elevation is good, so that we've got the velocity trued out at least. All right, so 700 yards. Got a little bit of wind blowing, but this shouldn't have any issue. Here we go, holding center. And that was actually a center hit. I mean, just a hair high, not much. You guys should be able to see that in the trigger camera, at least I hope so anyway. Yeah, you should be able to see it. And then what we'll do is we will go to 1,000. So far so good. The velocity looks good, 2,800 feet per second, so that's faster than you're typically going to see out of a 6.5 Creedmoor in my opinion, and we're shooting 147 grain bullet, so that's good. So we'll go to 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards calls for 8.2. 6, 7, 8, 2. That should work. It's 8.28, so it might be 8.3. We'll go 8.3. All right, so we're gonna go full size silhouette, 1,000 yards. We are recording. Wow, there's a lot of mirage out there today. You guys could probably see that in the spotting scope. Wind is swirling. Believe it or not, even with that wind, I'm gonna hold center, and here we go, 1,000 yards. All right, that was a miss, and I couldn't tell where it missed. I have no idea. Let me go ahead and check the camera footage and see. Because like I said, we haven't trued out at this distance. It's a first for us. So I'm gonna stop the camera. All right, so after reviewing the tape, we were a little bit high and a little bit right. Now I did see the wind flag moving left to right. I just want to see where it went, but our elevation was high. So our dump is actually running high in this Kestrel. So I'm gonna go to 8.2. That should give it an impact on it. I'll hold left edge. I think we're recording on this. Pretty sure. Let's see what that looks like. We've got one more shot. We had 4 total. The sun is down. Still have a left to right. And here we go, holding left edge. I believe that was an impact. All right, so after reviewing the footage, it was a dead center impact holding left edge. Elevation is still running a bit high though. All right, so what we're gonna try to do is be completely unrealistic. We've chewed out the data here. We went ahead and figured that we were too high and we needed to 8.1. So that changed the muzzle velocity, it only took a second. So what we're gonna try to do is get really crazy here, and we will take 3 shots and we will try to hit the MOA target. It's a 10-inch by 10-inch at 1,000 yards. I do have everything running. And guys, this is not a realistic shot, but I think, honestly, for a lightweight hunting rifle, to show you guys how far this technology's gone, just off-the-shelf ammo, let's go ahead and try to do 1,000 here. It's going to be tough with the wind. Oh yeah, it is milky as all get out. Got a little bit of left to right. I'm going to hold left tip. Looks like the mirage is moving it a little bit. I might hold closer to the center. All right, here we go. I don't know if that wind call is good. Just hold on a second. There we go, right there. I'm going to hold right there and a hair low. Okay, looked like my wind was good, just a hair high. Let me come down to 8. Okay, so it was low. And the wind shifted, you can see it went right to left. Impact. So it did take 3 shots, but we were all over it. Now that second shot, the wind shifted, you guys saw that. And be careful, because like that survey tape, what I noticed was it looked like you're getting a left or right call, But what it was actually doing is it's caught up into that steel. And so it's just kind of stuck there and it's flapping, so it makes it look like it's left to right, but the Mirage was telling me it was right to left. So holding that right edge actually did it. So having a super lightweight hunting rifle like this is pretty darn awesome. Now, these aren't distances you should be hunting or shooting anything else, but we have more energy than, let's say, a 6.5 Creedmoor with a 24-incher, and we're shooting a 20-inch, and this thing is super, super lightweight. I do have the scale with me, but it's got everything I need. I've got a little flip-away lever here, level. I have a decent scope. It's super lightweight. It would just need a sling. Now, if I did have to call out a negative, if there was a negative that I had to say, and I love the conventional look of this, guys. No, it doesn't have a cheek riser. I don't think it really needs one. It does have a little swell right here at the bottom side, and you can definitely get a cheek index. But I will tell you, the texture is a little slick. I know that just holding it around in the house, when I was carrying it out to the car to put it in the case, this area is where most people hold and there's no texturing here. I'd really like to see some texturing. I know that's tough, but there are some like paints and other type of materials you can put on there. But like even a piece of like 3M Scotch tape or something, like anti-slip, I would like to see something right in this area, maybe something not so abrasive, but it is a very slick chassis. I do like how it has this index form right here. I mean, it feels good when you're holding it, especially when you're shooting it offhand. It just works and looks and feels great. Putting a carbon fiber, bipod or something like that would definitely make this thing super sexy and a great option for hunting. And like I said, the detachable box metal is completely unnecessary, but it's something that I wanted. I will tell you, in the 6.5 PRC, you're only going to be able to get 8 rounds in here. So 8 plus 1, which is plenty in the 6.5 PRC cartridge. I do like the 6.5 PRC. However, the recoil is not bad at all. It's actually a lot softer than you can possibly imagine, especially with the suppressor and the Recoil-X on there. Even with the radial brake, it does a super, super good job. It's nothing like you used to remember out of these hard-kicking, 30-06 featherweights. I'm telling you, those things kick like mules. At least they do right here anyway for me. But nowadays, the rifles have gotten so soft, and they're just such precision instruments. I don't know if you need a freaking sniper rifle anymore on some of this stuff, as lightweight as it is. I mean, you can do a whole lot with these things. As a matter of fact, let me start the trigger cam up, and let's see if we can do 2 rounds in quick succession on the 1,000-yard man steel. How's that? 1,000-yard man steel. And let me get it recording. We'll see what we get. We'll just hold straight up on this. All right, here we go. First shot, 1,000 yards, man steel. No idea. It's an impact. So the first one was probably just off right. I don't know how much. The other thing is this bottom metal. Let's see if we can just throw one in here and close it. Oh, of course we can. Getting some Mirage left edge. Oh, I've got a big blurred image. Here we go, right there. Impact. Too easy. Man steel at 1,000 with a nice Bergara hunting rifle. That one was a hair low. Let's hold a little higher. Impact again. So now the dope's running just a hair low. I'd want to come up probably 2/10 on that. So that's going to put us at that 8.2 range, 8.2. All right, so I'm having so much fun with this SEMA Pro. I am out of ELD-X, the Precision Hunter, but I do have some Hornady Match. This is the ELD-M. It is going to be a different velocity. I can tell you that when I did test some of this, I didn't shoot any of it today. When I tested it yesterday, just to get everything kind of zeroed in, it was a little bit lacking. It was like the 1.5-inch group or whatever. That's why I knew it needed to be cleaned. So what we're going to do is, I've got 5 shots. The velocity is going to be a little bit off, but that's okay. We're going to simulate hunting, and we'll pretend we have a shot. We want to make sure that we're ethical with all of our shots always. We'll go 400 yards. It is recording. We're going to pretend we have an animal at 400. All right, we are level. We're going to go blue 400. It's about 1.6, I would guess. So here we go. I'm going to hold 1.5-ish. Impact. Now we're going to go 600. 600 is right behind that. It's been shot before. It's got some dirty impacts in the center. That's probably going to be about 3.5 maybe. 3.5, here we go. Favoring left. Impact, that was a right edge, so I would have missed if I wouldn't have held left. And then we're going to go 700. 700 is a larger steel. We'll go about 4.5 on that one. Got some stiff wind. Impact left side. So guys, this thing is just so much fun. There's very little recoil, especially with that Recoil-X and the suppressor setup, but like I said, it's only 5 grains difference on that ammo, but yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Let's see here. I think there's a blue man steel left just beneath that range flag. Let me see how many yards that is. That's 900. 900. Let's see if we can get one on that sucker. I think I got 3 or 4 shots left. Oh yeah. So we'll take 2 rounds to do this, maybe. Whoa, I still have ammo in here. I wasn't done yet. So 2 rounds. And we'll go, yeah, because I forgot we started with 5. We'll go 900, which is going to be probably, I'd say 6.8-ish. 6.8. Got a miss coming in here somewhere, I'm sure. A lot of mirage. 6.8. And here we go. Impact 900. That's pretty cool. Guys, this is a fun little rifle. And guys, I am being realistic. I do understand that it is hard for everyone right now. Times are hard, the economy's not great. And so, you know, this rifle coming in at $1,700, 17 and some change, street price. You know, I actually saw them at Euro Optic for that. I don't have any type of coupon codes or anything. I think it's a great value, and it's just super nice. Just needs a little more texturing right here, but super lightweight. I just can't get over it. Just a nice setup. And I do have some really, really good rifles coming up, like you know, from Horizon as well as Proof. We'll have those on the channel, and I should be able to get a Sons of Liberty, the Mark 1. It's a 5.56, so a lot of cool stuff coming up on the channel. Next week, I'm actually going to be down in Titusville, Florida, you guys. If you know where Knight's Armament is, every year they do what they call the Lawman's and Shooters Rodeo. And so that is like an open house for vendors. It is in, like I said, Titusville, Florida. And I will be there Friday and Saturday this week coming up. Sid will be there. We'll be working the show, showing off the latest, greatest Microtechs and some new offerings that are just releasing. So if you want to come by and say hello, you're not doing anything, definitely do it. They got some really, really cool vendors there like Surefire and some other great, great brands. Plus you get to see the Knight's Armament. You can sign up for their museum. They have an unbelievable Colt collection that is out of this world. So I'll try to get you some footage from that. But if you're not doing anything, come by, say hello. You guys take care and have a great week.